Hello, welcome all. Oh,
what's going on?
We're a little loud and weird here. We're in a new locale.
Screaming at him right now.
Well, we
new location.
Woo! It's better than ever, baby.
Oh my gosh, there's blue.
Look at all the pretty blue walls. We're in my house for the first time.
I know.
Our house, dun dun, in the middle of a street. Our house, doom doom, in the middle of a street.
You do well with like karaoke, I would assume.
I do. Last night, actually, I did some karaoke.
Oh, yeah?
I was singing some Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers.
There you go.
And I have to say, I don't know if it was alcohol talking, but I was rocking it out.
Yeah?
I was told I have a sweet voice.
Yeah?
A lady told me, you have a sweet voice. And I'm like, well, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they're wanting to see a little tour of the arcade.
Oh, okay.
What do you got behind us?
Well, as you can see here, these for people who, this is my Neo Geo 6 slot right here. I'll kind of get out of the way and let you. There she is in all of her beauty. Right now I got Metal Slug X playing. And I've got Metal Slug 3 in there. Got some Sengoku, some Samurai Shodown 4. And then right over here, behind Landon's head, which we don't have on because the marquee was causing like a halo over his head, is the Sunset Riders machine, which is my baby. I love her. She is so awesome. And yeah, this is my new things. Xbox Live's got nothing on dim cabinets. That's right, everybody. They're bomb. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're
so I'm loving them so far.
And they're really clean too. I'm amazed in the condition of them.
I did a little work on,
yeah,
which I'll be posting an article. There will be an article and some videos, and once we put them up there, you get a little bit of a tour video-wise down the road, which you'll be able to check out. So let's move on to what we've been doing this week. How about we talk about you first? We always talk about me first.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Let's talk about you first.
Well, tonight was the new premiere for Doctor Who comes back on television tonight, and so. BBC America has been doing a big, marathon basically of Doctor Who. So I've just been catching up on Doctor Who. Just watching.
So what do you think? What do you think? Like I've been hearing a lot of good things about Doctor Who.
Well, I didn't get into Doctor Who. I haven't really been a Whovian or whatever.
Whovian?
The fans are called. I just got into it with the new Doctor. I saw that they were, last year, around last year, they were introducing the new Doctor, and I was like, well, that's a good time for me to just go ahead and jump in and start watching it. And I really just fell in love with it. The characters, the way that this Doctor kind of plays, he's really quirky, really unusual. I don't know.
And they're in America. Part of it is filmed in America, right?
Of the last part, I don't know what they're doing this season, but part of last season they were in America. They were, he was involved with like Richard Nixon and fighting some crazy cool aliens and
crazy cool aliens.
The new Doctor sucks though. What, John? Like I love the new Doctor. I really like him. I like him way more. I've seen 10 episodes from the previous Doctor, and I just wasn't a fan of who he is.
So what for you makes this epic? Just the characters, the storyline?
It's cool because it kind of does a really nice merger between sci-fi and horror in a lot of aspects.
Really?
Like there's a lot of times where it's pretty frightening, but it's so interesting, and just the characters and the aliens are really neat. They do a really good job. The Silence, which were
Silence of the Lambs.
No, the Silence was a new alien that was in the scenes with Richard Nixon. They looked like, I don't know, kind of a weird mix between how we would maybe envision aliens with the big heads, and but they were wearing suits, and they were just kind of, I don't know, pretty cool.
Or in pant jacks or something, like
yeah, no, like full on like black suits with like a little tiny skinny tie, and the whole thing with them was that like you could only remember them when you're looking at them. If you turn away, then you don't even remember that they were there at all. So they could basically just fuck with you your entire life, because you don't remember them if you walk away, if you don't look at them anymore. So that's part of the
allure.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's kooky, man. So all in all, good stuff.
Expect angry phone calls. Like, look, I'm not saying that he's the best. It's just I really like the new Doctor way more. So it's just me.
That's just you.
Yeah.
And so besides the polarizing topic of the Doctor,
yeah, apparently.
What else have you been up to?
Playing through a little bit more Final Fantasy 13. I played through a good portion of it when it came out, and then I stopped playing a little over halfway through. And then I don't really remember kind of what was going on, so I had to start over. So I started fresh this week, and hopefully I will actually finish it. So that's pretty much it.
And so your thoughts on the game?
I like 13. I understand that it's a little bit different, and not a lot of people do like it. I enjoyed it. You know, I just take it for what it is. I'm a Square fanboy. I'm a big Final Fantasy guy, so I'm a little bit biased on it. But I liked it. It's insanely gorgeous. If you play it on the PS3, 360 version looks like balls. It really does. It's terrible. All the hair and everything, it just looks like crap.
Yeah, they couldn't get it right.
Yeah.
I'm to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Final Fantasy 13. After 12, after the epic Final Fantasy, one of the best Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy 12, that I felt on the PS2, I think 13 was a little bit of it was disappointing. Because then until you get to Chapter 11, it's really just like...
It's pretty linear. But
it's linear, you just kind of...
Yeah. But it's still, it's a good story, it's really fun to play, it's gorgeous, it's still Final Fantasy.
And you get to play as Lionel Richie.
Little chocobo. Little baby
Lionel Richie.
Little baby
like
chocobo.
every time I see that guy, I just think, hello, is it me you're looking for? That's what that's like I can imagine him singing to people.
Yeah, well,
Whatever,
whatever.
man.
Bitches.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
Alright, so what have you been doing?
Me? Well, I've been up to, first, a birthday party.
Okay.
My daughter turned 1 this week. We had a big birthday bash. Clap, clap, clap. We actually, you should get our frivolities. And don't forget my milk. Gotta have my milk.
What am I to you? What is this?
You are my man-ho. Today, at least. Yeah. Bring it on over here. Here we go. We have some pink cake. We're gonna be eating on the cast. Yeah, milk, baby. You gotta have your milk with your cake.
Yeah.
And and Deceptive Creep, his daughter, has birthday as well. We have 2 little ones with the same time birthday. So eating some cake, had a party. The coolest thing about it was, though, when we were having our party, I had like a bunch of tables set up downstairs, and this was the coolest thing. Like the most badass thing of the night was my nieces and nephews were downstairs here on the cabs playing Sunset Riders and Neo Geo. They were playing like Sengoku and Samurai Showdown and Metal Slug, and the one in brown. That's my actually my only nephew. He was playing Sunset Riders like a beast. He's on Richard Rose, actually, right now. He didn't want cake. He didn't want presents. All he wanted to do was just play Sunset Riders. And it was, like, epic.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
So now I'm just... Every time they come over, they want to play games. And I'm like, that's right. I'm going to train you up on these games.
Did you make money off them? Were they inserting quarters?
Give me your quarters. Either your teeth or quarters. No, I had it on free play. It's like a Coke addict. You know, I'll get it, like, hooked right now. Like, oh, yeah, it's free. It's cheap now. You know, that's cool. Oh, I have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle skateboard. Dude. We'll talk about that later. I'll do, yeah. So anyway, that was pretty epic. So, it was just cool to see my arcade machines enjoy. Like, I'm all down for collecting and playing, but, like, when you see people coming down and enjoying it, it's just nice.
No, that's cool.
Because it's...
And this cake is delicious.
It is. This is homemade cake. My mother made this cake. Oh yeah. That's a bomb diggity.
And yes, pink does make all icing taste better.
It does. She made a bee on top of this. Hand-piped this bee. It was cool. And it's pretty epic. So
yeah, I mean it's got like pink running through the sides of it too.
I don't mind. It's like Aerosmith says, pink is my favorite color. Pink, I wanna wrap you in rubber. You remember that song?
You sing too much.
Pink, it was love at first sight. Ain't nothing wrong with a little singing, man. Well, just cooking over there. I'm trying to find a House of the Dead 2 and Hydro Thunder cabinet. Wow. Yeah, you can try auctions. That's a good thing to do there. So anyway, all in all, I was pretty darn happy with my day.
Yeah.
Arcades and birthdays.
Sounds good.
And cake. So you can't get any better than that.
And I get to enjoy the cake too.
And you get to enjoy the cake as well. See? Look at that. You're so mad at what we're doing, but yet you're enjoying the frivolities of eating cake.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe next time you'll appreciate it when all I ask you to do is just get a little cake.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's see here.
All right.
Anyway.
So if you want to have a few bites, I can introduce the next topic.
Yes,
if we're ready to
you
move on.
introduce the next topic here. Let me eat some of my cake.
Yeah,
here.
no worries. So the big thing that happened this week, I'm sure everybody knows. Number one, Deus Ex Human Revolution came out. Does anybody have that game? Because I kind of want to know some personal opinions. Give us a call. Tell us what you think of the game. It looks amazing. I really want to play it. I'm going to play it next week, and then hopefully next Boomzies I'll give you guys my opinion on it.
The cake is a lie, John. The cake is a lie. No, it's the truth today.
All right, so apparently it's incredible. So hey, cool, right on. But anyways, the issue with it was through GameStop. Apparently, Square Enix introduced on the PC version of it, they gave a $50 coupon to OnLive for a copy of their game. So basically, you buy the game and you get a copy free. So GameStop wasn't happy with that. Neither was really any other retailer, but GameStop did kind of a more drastic thing. Since there was the coupon in there and it was for a direct competitor to GameStop, they decided that they weren't going to honor that. They weren't going to give it away and sell it. So they were instructed, all the employees were instructed to open up their PC copies, take out the coupon that was in Deus Ex Human Revolution, throw it in the trash, and then sell the copy. So number one, they're doing a couple things. They're bringing back the old topic of should GameStop open new copies and sell them to people
Which they
as
do.
new, which they do all the time.
They will never stop that.
Yeah. So that they're always going to get some heat for that. But the other thing is, now, yeah, they're taking away what you're kind of expected from the copy that you should be buying. You're not getting everything you expect. So they took that down. Here's the whole story. After that, GameStop made an announcement saying, okay, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have done that. So what we're going to do now, well, actually, after that, they started selling them without the coupon. Then they stopped selling the game completely. And then now, those people who had bought the game without the coupon from their stores, the GameStop is giving them a $50 coupon to GameStop and a coupon for a buy two, get one free at their store. So, I don't know. So that's the whole rundown on what it was. We've kind of got close to the same opinion on how it goes, but we're like, I understand some of where GameStop went about with it. I think they did it completely wrong. I understand why they did it, though. But if you want to kind of jump in and tell me everything your thoughts on it.
We did have a little conversation about it. Here's my thing. Like, I understand GameStop is a business. They've got their own online streaming service. And
you want to explain what OnLive is to people who...
Well, OnLive, essentially, you're able to stream games online and play them. So instead of buying a game through Steam, you're playing it through a server over the internet, so you don't have to have a super powerful computer. The only caveat is you got to have a super fast internet connection to make it worth the crap, because you're getting lag going back and forth. I mean, I tried it out, and on my computer, my internet connection, I can't really do anything with it. I think, like you talked about, though, to me, this is just another step in GameStop's dickery. Like,
how I see it is that they're scared right now.
Well, yeah.
I think they're scared as a business.
They're scared as a business we talked about other companies selling used games like Best Buy.
Yeah, Best Buy's getting big into the used game sales, and that's
they're scared of Netflix and other places thinking about offering games. Redbox offers games now. You've got all those rental GameFly. So I mean, there's a lot of things that are coming into the fray that are messing with GameStop's bread and butter. My thing is, the way you go about something is half of the issue. And like we talked about, the way they went about this, they shouldn't have taken that coupon out. They shouldn't have opened it up and taken it out.
What they should have done was just said, sorry, Square, we're not going to sell your products until you give us a copy without the coupon. Because we're not going to do this free advertising for a direct competitor.
But that's the reason why it looks clandestine, is what it looks like. It looks like we're just kind of taking these out of here and you're not getting it. And in the end, no matter what it is, you're not getting the whole value of the package. Now, hey, cool, $50 gift card, but I will say kudos to Kmart, because I think the way they're advertising and doing their game department now is leaps and bounds better than GameStop. Yeah. Just their attitude towards it. I think it's about the attitude.
It's Josh Dean.
Yes,
the guy.
Josh Dean.
If you go on Facebook, you can follow. He's now Kmart Gamer, I believe, on Facebook. But basically, you just follow that guy on Facebook. He's always leaking everything, all the deals, like months ahead of time, and he's constantly just helping people out. If you have an issue, like your store doesn't honor the coupon, or you have an issue, contact him directly. Right, he'll hook you up immediately. I emailed him, and I have a whole issue I can talk about down the road. But anyway, he helped me out, hooked me up, totally made the situation right, and that's
that's the attitude I'm looking for GameStop. I'm not so much annoyed about this, just about GameStop's attitude in general. How they're only looking out for themselves.
Well,
and they're not. GameStop. Their attitude is not, hey, you know, it's power to the players. They're not out looking out for us. They're a business only looking out for themselves. And we got a call on the Boomzies line. Let's see what we got to say about this here. Hold on. Hello, you've called the Boomzies phone. What do you got to say?
Hey guys, it's Deceptive Crew.
Hey, Deceptive Crew, what's going on, bud?
Hey, I just got to give you my opinion on the whole GameStop thing. My opinion is, I think once you open it up, it's no longer new. And it annoys the snot out of me that GameStop's like, well, screw it, it's new. But GameStop lets their employees play quote-unquote new games and put them back in the case and still sell them at full price. Like, I wouldn't go to the grocery store and buy a box of Captain Crunch that was open, even though no one ate out of it. It's no longer new. I'm sorry, it's disgusting. And it's a really shitty tactic.
They should sell it at a discount. That's what they should do. It's the last copy.
I'm fine with that.
Right. Well, I think certainly for this.
Take $5 off and call it used.
What do you say?
What's that?
I said take $5 off and just call it used, and I'm good with that.
Yeah. Well, then they do that, and they do that with their accessories. If they have a new accessory that's open, they'll sell it like for 10%, but still, they'll sell it to you for cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, like I went to Toys R Us the other day, and I saw a toy, one of those X-Men toys that if you bought all 5 of them or whatever, they come with a limb to make a gigantic X-Men toy. One of them was missing a limb. I'm like, Toys R Us was aware that there was something missing, and they marked it down by like $5. I'm like, okay, I could deal with that. And, you know, if they were to try to sell it as brand new, missing an accessory, that's just skeevy.
You'd have a problem with that.
To me, that's what GameStop is doing.
Well, and I think it's like we were going back to what we were saying. It's back to the greed. It's back to what's best for us, not what's best for gamers.
Exactly. So that's why I go to Gamers Paradise here in Las Vegas, and I advise just about anybody who lives anywhere to go to your mom and pop store.
That's right. Gamers Paradise, if you're in Vegas, check them out. Yeah, and like you said, mom and pop stores. If it bothers you, go to your mom and pop stores.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
They need your business.
That's right. Well, thank you for calling, sir.
All right, take care, guys.
All right, you too, bud.
All right.
I don't know.
Good point. Good point. I like his point. I'll say real quick. If you don't like their business practices, shop elsewhere.
That's the thing. If you don't like it, if you've had an issue, but look, I'll advocate for GameStop. Like, GameStop still, go in there, buy your games. It's a good place to buy games. Sometimes the employees are really good. It's not the worst place in the world.
But it's a company.
Like, people just hate on it in general just based on what it is. Now, look, here's the thing. I'm not going to advocate all of them because I do think what they did was wrong. I don't think they approached it the right way. But the thing is, Square Enix is still slightly to blame on this too. Like, they should have told all retailers, because all retailers were essentially upset about this.
Now how did they not know about this?
Square Enix never sent out a notice to any retailer saying that we're going to have a direct competitor, Coupon, inside our game. They should have told people that. Without telling people that, of course some companies are going to get upset. Because you're giving away a free coupon without a formal partnership of that company with that fellow company who's issuing the coupon. So I understand from a business end why they did that. I think they did it wrong, though.
Good point. Let's answer the phone here. You've called Boomzies. Who are we talking to?
You're talking to Cookie Army Leader.
Hey, Cookie! This is your first time calling, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, what's going on, bud?
Nothing much. Just watching you guys and talking about the whole Deus Ex thing. I just wanted to say that, I've been asking a lot of my friends about it since the topic was brought up, because when I first found out about it, it was on Twitter, so I started talking to a lot of my, PC gaming friends who have been playing PC games forever. Most of them are saying I just buy it off of Steam anyways. I don't even, go to retails and buy retail PC games, but I do buy retail console games. So that's why I bring up the whole thing about, Steam games, being the main thing for PC gamers as opposed to a retail copy. So, I didn't really understand the point about the whole GameStop taking it out. Now, for console games, they do that a lot of times here. That's actually one of the reasons I don't even go there anymore.
Well, like you said, you're putting your voice out there by where you put your gaming dollar. And I think in the end, kind of what Landon's saying too, instead of complaining, Just shop where you believe your money's best spent. If you don't believe they're doing right, and end it at that.
Yeah, that's what I started doing too, because I just got sick of it. It was like so strange that they would charge you like $60 to buy a game that's been open, and they have it in like this sleeve, and they just pull it out, put their fingerprints all over it. It's like, God, you really want me to spend $60 on this?
He's got a point. He's got a point. I mean, you don't go to a used, it's new or used, and the term has not been properly defined.
No, I understand that they'll take some flack for that, but honestly, like I worked for GameStop for about 5 years, a little over 5 years. Honestly, we're not damaging these discs. We're not treating them poorly. We're not getting our fingerprints all of them. Some employees will. I won't say that all employees are good, but at least in my store, we took good care of our stuff. But I do agree that if we're gonna play it, it's no longer a new game.
It's the
so
principle.
I understand that.
It's the principle.
So how you should do, which we had a ton of customers come in, they would just say, "Hey, do you have a copy of this unopened?" Say no. Like, okay, cool. Can you check some other stores if they have unopened copies?
Right.
And we had 9 stores in town. Just call around for them. If we say we don't have one, then okay, cool. Sorry, man. Go to the Best Buy. It's right behind us. That's how you should approach it if you want to come to GameStop, if you like the employees there, if you like some of the deals, because there are some good deals, and they've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's true. Well, thanks for calling in, Cookie. Your first call.
Thanks for answering.
Hey, no problem, bud. You have a good one.
You too.
All right, see ya. Well, and that's what it comes down to. And Shaggy Scoots is saying that I agree with Landon. Square was to blame. Sure, Square put that in there, and they should have said something, but to make such a big stink about it almost made it worse.
certainly.
It made it worse. And they should have just said, hey, this was in here. And in my opinion, if your product is better, who gives a crap if they put online on there? You know what I mean?
But
Apple,
it's a business though, and they don't. You're not going to directly. It's free advertising.
I mean,
you need to pay for that.
That just shows. Well, okay. Example: Pizza Hut put coupons in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game for NES. Are they not allowed to do that?
Well, it's not a direct competitor to a GameStop. There's a big difference.
Well, pizza competes with GameStop.
No, there's a large difference between that. Now, if they were to put in a coupon for Best Buy in there, then certainly, yeah, it's a big freaking deal. It's the same reason why, like, if you buy a movie-based game and they insert movie cash, there's no big fuss over that because movie theaters aren't selling video games. When you put in a coupon for a direct competitor, that's where you inlie the issue. Now, what GameStop did was instead of, they did the right move on their second move where they stopped selling the game, the PC version of it. They stopped selling it. But instead, first they opened them up and took them out and started selling them that way, which was the completely wrong move to do.
That's what the other problem is, and what Decepticreep has kind of touched on. He says any game company should have the right to put any coupons for anything. GameStop doesn't have the right to dictate this. Now, I understand their business. I think this is starting to infringe on a little bit of censorship, almost propaganda-like.
No.
I mean, because GameStop is saying we're gonna make you. We're gonna I'm saying we're stepping into this. We're gonna make you play and get this game how we want you to. It's like, here's the product. We're going to censor what we don't want you to have, and then give it to you. Now, to me, I'm just saying. That's a slippery slope you go down if GameStop continues this mentality as games come out. I mean, to me, now here's what's an example. What if inside a game they gave you free downloadable characters that GameStop also sells as one of those DLC cards? Does GameStop have the right to say, well, you don't get this extra character because we sell this card in store and we'd rather make the extra $5?
Well,
how is that?
But that's still going to come from the same company at that point, you know what I mean?
Well, it's going to, but could they do something like that? Do they, in the same right that they have the right because it's a competitor, do they have the right to do something like that?
It's not it's the same thing. It's the same business if it's downloaded content.
It's downloaded content. It's coming from the same place. But the point is, if a company allows you in a card with the $60 purchase to download that character, versus you paying $5 extra through GameStop for a DLC card.
But there's never going to be that situation because it's the business. It's like, say that's
I'm just saying,
say that's Mortal Kombat and they're releasing their
Kombat.
characters to be sold in stores. They're not going to release the characters to be sold in stores and then release a free coupon for it. That doesn't make any sense from their company's standpoint. That's ridiculous.
Or here, let's go for the online pass. What if they had the online pass, GameStop took out all the online passes, and then sold the online pass in store?
Well, that would probably be illegal.
Well, but how would it be? That's GameStop censoring the game and making money off of it. Because their issue is they're not making money.
They can't sell their own online codes to other people's games. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, they're not owned, but they're the online codes they have bought to sell in store to make money off of. The whole point of this deal is GameStop direct competition to make money themselves. It's all about the money.
No, look, you're putting in a direct competitor's coupon, without GameStop's formal agreement with, or formal what partnership.
Well, why
with
do they
that
have
business.
to have that?
Instead,
Who
what
says
they wanted,
GameStop has to have that? Walmart doesn't. Nobody. I mean,
look, all these other businesses
companies
were
did
upset
that.
about it, but they just didn't act on it the same way.
Because they're not worried.
Look,
because they're making
like
money.
the next time this happens, the company that's producing it just needs to send out an email to all these businesses and say, "Hey, look, we're putting this direct competitors coupon in there. If you want to use it, go ahead and sell it. If not, we'll send you a copy that doesn't have it." End of the deal.
End the deal. All right. Well,
moving on. But yeah, anybody else owns Deus Ex? Calls in. Let's hear what you think about the game. Like, I really want to hear how people are playing it, what their opinions are. Like I said, I'm going to try it out next week, and then hopefully for next issue of Boomzies, I'll tell you guys what I like.
Okay, cool. So now for our next topic, the main event. We're talking about video games and the prices. In this day and age, especially with the recession and the advent of digital downloads, phones, we've talked about 99-cent free downloads. Is $60 too expensive for a game? Landon, your thoughts?
I think $60 is fine where it's at. If you get a certain amount of content. I think that what we should see more, though, is games, not everything, it's like, oh, new game, okay, $60. We need to see more things like Deadly Premonition, where the game comes out and they know that it's not the same caliber or not the same amount of content or not, it's not really up to par with the AAA titles. So put it at $20, put it at $40. Especially you're seeing these rehash titles like, on the PlayStation 3, you're going to get these HD versions of the titles. They're going to release those at $40.
Right.
Awesome. That makes sense. Because you're in that situation, you're rebuying the same content that you probably already purchased beforehand. So $40. I think $60 is a good starting point, but then just knock it down if you realize that you don't have the amount of content.
Right.
That's my opinion.
We got a call coming in here on the Boomzies line. Here we go. Hello, you've called Boomzies. Who are we talking to?
This is Holland Simmons for Monster of the Nest.
What do you got to say about this whole thing?
Well, I remember back in 1994, I was buying Sonic 3, and it was only $35.
You bought Sonic 3 for $35?
Yeah.
New when it came, the day it came out?
Well, I'm not sure it was the day it came out.
Because if I remember, that was $50.
I just don't get why, the prices jumped to $60 now. It's way too expensive.
You've got so much production value behind it. The video game industry is now as large or larger than the movie industry, and you're investing so much money into it that it only makes sense for them to put the price at $60. I think it's just you got to look at the content.
Now here, and I mean, I agree with you that games are getting expensive, especially in this day and age. So I think you got a point there.
Yeah, I understand that. I just think that, maybe $40 or $45 would be reasonable. I just bought Tatsunoko versus Capcom for $25 on Amazon, and that was a deal. So
that's a little bit better for you. A little better, easier on the pockets.
all right.
Well, thanks for calling up, man. We appreciate your call.
Thanks.
See ya.
Now look, here's the other thing. How I feel about it is, I'm not going to sway on my decision. That I think $60 is a good starting point at where it is. Is just understand your content. Ooh, eat that cake. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. If you're really sly about things, there's so many good deals every single week, and just keep an eye out on the deals, and you're going to find these games for $10, $15 off. At least 2 weeks into the game being released.
Games don't hold their value like they used to.
Well, I mean, everybody's giving sales, everybody's giving coupons, giving extra content, and like I said, last week we kind of gave you guys a little bit of an epic fail on our Toys R Us, all of our Guitar Hero sets and stuff, where everything got knocked down to $10. I mean, that's a good deal. So instead, here's a little side note. On Substance TV, our parent company's, our parent website, every Monday, check our website out. We're going to release all the video game deals that
best
week.
of the best.
Yeah, the best of the best. All the big name titles. All those deals will be up on our website on Mondays. So be sure to check that stuff out, and you won't miss out on the deals. But just like, there's so many deals that it doesn't. At $60, you can probably find that game for $45.
That's true. That's our website there, Substance-TV. Oh, got a call coming into the Boomzies phone here. What's that?
Kmart's really great.
Kmart's awesome. You called Boomzies. Who are we talking to?
Hi, you're talking to Rush Dog. How you doing?
Doing good, man. First time caller.
Yeah, so I gotta agree with you guys, and I think $60 is probably a fair price point for an initial release. It seems to me this generation, if you're willing to wait, I'd say 4 to 6 months after a release, you can get just about any game for $20 to $30. So as a whole, I'd say gaming's becoming a lot less expensive, especially with digital download services such as Steam and mobile phone games on the iPhone. I'm getting a lot more games for a lot less money than I have in the PSN days, the PS1 days, and the Genesis and Super Nintendo days. So I'd say as a whole, gaming's getting a lot less expensive.
Well, like you mentioned Steam, they've got Deus Ex, brand new game for what, $44, I think?
Yeah.
So, I mean, right off the bat, brand new game, Steam always, especially their summer sales, has it dirt cheap. And like you said, you wait those months. I've got such a backlog of games that there's brand new games come out that, hey, I'll wait, 4 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, and get it for cheaper in the end.
Well, most of the time, you don't even have to wait that long.
Right. Depending on if they have sales.
Right.
Well, Rush, you make a good point, man. You make a really good point. Just meter it out if it is too expensive. Again, vote with your gaming dollar and wait on it.
I think Landon's point earlier about the cost of development being so much higher than it was back in the Genesis and Super Nintendo days, you have to wonder if the price dropping so steeply, if this is going to have a negative impact in the industry in the long term. If no one's willing to pay $60 when everyone knows, you wait 4 months and you're going to get it for $20 or $30. Right. Maybe the $60 model's flawed.
Well, and maybe, like you said, they'll have to worry about making less games, higher quality than quantity. Work on making sure that every game they put out is worth the $60, or keep putting out 7s and 8 games for $40. I agree with you there, man. They're going to have to, either way, they're going to have to switch something up. Because something's got to give.
I think so, yeah. And I think that's why you're seeing just so many, it comes back to your last show on sequels. You're seeing so many sequels because with the cost of development being so high and the prices dropping so fast, no one wants to take a risk on anything other than a sure hit.
They want a guaranteed hit. Well, thanks, man, for calling up. Good points, man.
Thank you.
Kudos on the points.
Cool.
You
Take
get
care.
Points for points.
Thanks.
See you later, bud.
Take care.
Well, and I will mention something. Hey, those guys in the overshirts, they're here. They did call us and leave us a message, which I was going to play, but I didn't get. They're kind of here.
Okay.
But, I mean, hey, you know what? Because they are here, I'll play it. This is a little message they left for us.
Kind of just randomly died, but first of all, I'd like to congratulate you guys on number 10, double digits, guys. Congratulations. And the reason why I call like this is because I'm probably not going to be able to make it to this show, sad face. But regarding the topic, yes, I think $60 is way too much, just extremely overpriced. I think because of that, it kind of like hurts the game industry a little, because you don't want to like buy 2 games now. You can probably like only want to buy one because it's like $60. You don't want to pay $120 on 2 games, and that makes you just think, should I get this or? But I can't because it just costs too much. So I think like at least $40 is probably the best price point, most reasonable, fair.
Oh, what?
So, this is just a quick shout out. I have to say happy birthday to my brother Jules. He's in the Navy, and it was his birthday today. And he couldn't be here right now, but Jules, happy birthday. Love you. This is those guys in the overshirts. And saying bye. Congratulations on making it number 10 again. And I guess I'll see you guys. Bye.
Sorry.
Just do this.
I'm not.
Much easier than
Hey,
figuring out
Chatia! But especially the guy on the right. Hey. I think you're pretty great too. Wait, my right or his right? I think. Wait,
That's you.
Right.
That's you. You're on the right.
Well, what can I say? What can I say?
Well, I don't know. We've already kind of. At least I've already kind of disagreed with some of his points that he's already made.
Well, let me. I will. Here, I'm gonna say something and then kind of backpedal. If you look, I did an article. This is a couple years ago on substance-tv.com about the price of $60, and at the time, I thought $60 was a fair price. Part of the things, for instance, if you look at how much games have increased over the past 3 decades, they've increased in price by 20%, from 50 to 60, your standard price. But if you put it in context, the national rate of inflation from 1980 until today is 157.5%. If video games went up by the same rate, you'd be paying $128.75 a game. Okay? Now, if you look at a necessity like bread in the 1980s, that was 50 cents. Today, it would have cost you $250. Or, not $250.
Wow!
I buy my bread.
Buying stock.
I buy
in
my
that
bread
company.
at Williams and Sonoma, like it's gold coated. Okay, it would have been $250. Ergo, if video games would have went up by the same percentage, you'd be paying $250 per game. So that's a 400% increase. So I will say, compared to other increases in media, I think video games have not been affected. But I think another factor is coming in. We're talking about digital downloads, mobile gaming, free-to-play gaming, stuff like on live, rentals. The video game landscape has changed. If all we had was simply retail content, $60 would still be fine. But I think the retail content has to adapt to this new market if they want to stay valid. Either they have to provide content worth the $60,
Right.
or say, we'll provide you this content for $40 that's still a fair value, but we're because they're not competitive, I don't think.
Well,
that's my issue.
But now we need to kind of define where does it become valued at $60 and where do you decide that it isn't? We had a question on here, if I can find it still. I remember it saying basically, is a 10-hour action game worth $60? I think if it's number one, a really unique experience, and you've got, say, multiplayer to it. I think if there's multiplayer added into there, I would say, yeah, probably around there. You know, but if it's just a 10-hour experience, it's just a short thing, like say, I can't think of the title.
Hey, Proto's here. Hey, love you, Proto, man. Thanks for coming out here. Duff Mana, it's all entertainment based. It's all entertainment based. I mean, I'll agree with you there. I just think we, as time goes on, but there's a lot of free-to-play stuff coming out now, especially with MMOs. Rusty Hearts was a beta I just got into, which is fun, and it's free-to-play. Right. It's sponsored by...
But you're not going to get the same experience as playing WoW out of that. You're not going to get the same amount of content, the same amount of updates constantly.
I think right now, I think in the future, though, as that model becomes more popular, I think you will see more fully fledged games.
But then again, you've got situations like League of Legends, which I don't know much about League of Legends, but it's my understanding it's free to play, but then you can spend money on items, and then that's where they really rack up their money, is you buying items and weapons and stuff to upgrade your thing. So it's free to play, but you can really invest a lot of money into that.
Chatia says, I spent more time in Meat Boy at $15 than I did out of even Batman Arkham Asylum. And see, that's a good point because...
Well, then you're playing Batman wrong. That's all I can say.
That's a good game. But the replay value in getting better scores, in going through the levels, the hard levels... I mean, Meat Boy, for all the content it has, is a heck of a deal at $50.
But see, that's the thing. We're kind of going back to one of our previous episodes. Is that's a download title, so you're able to take more risks and you're able to do some fun things to it.
Well, why can't retail games do that? You know what I mean? If you truly have an innovative product,
no, we should have more innovation.
We should
more innovative products.
We got a call coming in here real quick. You called Boomzies. Who are we talking to?
Hey, this is Johnny down there. Happy 10, guys.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, what's going on, Boro?
I just, not much really. I just like to point out one thing first.
Sure.
Number 10 is also the number for David Tennant.
What? Oh.
Number 10's the number for David Tennant. Oh, look at him bringing it back.
Whatever.
He's been holding that in the whole time.
He has. He's been waiting. Okay, whatever. You like him. I don't.
You guys duke it out. I'm not involved with this. So what else you got to say?
I think these probably just want to shove that in my face.
I agree more on the value should depend all upon the content, because there have been like some games just when there is not a lot of content on it, yet they're still like new, they're like overpriced. What they should do is have like some like agency probably help determine the price and or something, like have
kind of like a value agency that says this is worth. We've quantified this at $30.
Let's just put that with the ESRB. Like they'll just decide everything.
Well, it'd be interesting, but I think that'd be hard to do.
I think so. I think it needs to be on the developers' end. Just like be conscious and be aware of what you're doing, and just be generous to people. You know what I mean? Understand that if you're not putting enough content in there, then don't charge for it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Well, thanks for calling in, John.
Oh, no problem.
Hey, thanks.
Quick question.
Sure.
I'm hungry. What should I eat?
Well,
you should. Do you have an iPhone?
No, I have an Android.
Android.
Well, I don't know if the app is on
Android,
but there's this really funny app called "What the fuck should I make for dinner?" And you just flip it, and it just tells you random things, and you just decide.
No, he's asking us. He's not asking us to tell him somebody else to go to.
No, I'm just saying that's
look.
Since
Landon's dodging this question, since he can't man up to the seriousness of this, I'll tell you what you should eat.
You should eat pink cake.
You should eat some ramen noodles with some paprika, red cayenne pepper, seasoned salt, freshly ground pepper, and the seasoning on top. Maybe boil a little egg in there.
Yeah, drop an egg in there. At the
drop
very
an
end.
egg in there at the
last second, right when you're about to pull it out. Drop that egg in there. Let it sit for a few seconds. Call it good. It's
How's
delicious.
that sound, bro?
Sounds disgusting, but I'll try it anyways.
Okay. Way to be.
The egg is delicious.
Good luck on your eating adventures.
Alright.
Alright, see ya.
Bye.
We answer the tough questions here on Boomzies.
I didn't know
what do you want to eat? You just left that up. You're like a politician. Oh,
no, it's a fun app. I have it. I like it. It's cool.
He wanted our opinion. He didn't want the phone's opinion. He wants a human being's opinion. All right. If he wanted a phone's opinion, he would just call a 1-800 number and just wait on hold.
Yes, that is white people ramen, but we're white people.
We are.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That really changes my outlook on life. I didn't know. Cook a hot pocket. Maybe have it at a hot pocket.
Bagel bites? Yeah. What the hell was that?
Mini-me, stop humping the laser, okay? Why don't you and the laser get the freaking room?
Okay.
All I ask for is sharks for freaking laser heads on their heads. No, laser beams on
Laser
their
beams,
heads.
yeah.
I said laser heads on their heads.
Let's just stack heads.
Oh, wow.
It's called "What the fuck should I make for dinner?" I believe.
Oh, we got one more call here. Let's answer this call here real quick. You called Boomzies. Who are we talking to?
This is Holland Timmons again. I felt like I came off as a complete a-hole. I do agree
No,
that
you're fine.
Content. I do feel that content is key.
Yeah, content's key. I agree.
There are some games, if I know they're going to be good, I would pay the $60 like Red Dead Redemption and the upcoming Arkham City.
Yeah. Well, and I think you're getting to the point where it comes down to a little bit of personal taste as well. I mean, you can say, to one thing, $60 might be worth it to me and not worth to you.
No, I completely agree.
Exactly. Well, hey, you didn't come off as an a-hole. You came off
Thank you.
perfectly fine.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
All right, see you, man.
Thanks for calling.
I do think that is a point there, too, that it does come to a place where it's just how do we feel the worth of a game compares to the money we pay for it. And it's kind of like I was taught in economics. A value is how much you're willing to pay depending on what the product is. And where's the balance of that? For me, Vanquish was worth $60. It was 8 to 10 hours. It wasn't super long. But the content I got, the gameplay was superb quality.
That's the other thing.
So
it
it's
needs
not
to be kind of polished too. I
think too. I don't think you can judge it by length. I don't think you can just judge it by graphics. I think it's got to be an overall package, overall quality, right? So
Bayonetta is worth $5.
Oh, you're just saying that to be mean. You're just trying to hurt me.
Yep.
I don't feel so bad. We got Axel here. I feel that the game's price should reflect the content, but never more than $50. I just think they need to be more.
$60 is
I think
fine
they
at
need to
this
be more
point.
competitive, though. That's what I'm saying. If they don't become more competitive, I think they could be in trouble. So, anyway, I think we've kind of said, yeah, Bayonetta's worth $40. Look at that. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your help. Chatia,
This isn't the Price is Right, people.
let's see here. If you really think you're going to play it more, drop the $50. I think I missed something. Oh yeah, she's talking about, and that is kind of a point how there a lot of artists are doing you pay what you want, and
Certainly.
some game developers are doing that too.
You're never going to see that as a retail type thing.
Wow, no, but
No, that's pretty interesting.
well, let's take one last call
One
here
last caller.
before we end things off. Welcome to Boomzies. Who are we talking to?
Hey, this is Samurai Sam calling in.
Samurai Sam! What's up, dude? Thanks for the pimp tweet. I appreciate that. He pimped
No
us
problem.
out.
I'd just like to say that I have a really huge backlog, much like you, Brian, and I have no problem waiting out for a price drop. And in my opinion, if they cut the price even just down to $50, it would attract gamers like us a lot more. Definitely me, personally. Because you just look at the gap between how much an average new game costs, a $60 price tag, and how much an average used game costs. I feel it's a lot more than it was the previous generation. And so, I mean, I just haven't, I don't even think I've even spent $60 on a new game this whole generation because it just hasn't been worth the money for me.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, we've had a ton of releases. That's the other thing too. I think when we were younger, the release of games wasn't as much. I mean, we had like 2 or 3 blockbusters a year, and now it's
a much
every
larger
month.
industry.
Every month, there's a new game to play.
Yeah, definitely. And the more games you buy, the more the extra $10 stacks up. Someone said earlier that
Yep.
you buy 2, it's $120. That's kind of a lot. And I just
Exactly.
also want to say that I totally agree with the idea of the value of the game being based on the content. Like, I had no problem paying $40 for the Death Smiles limited edition last year because I just felt it was worth every penny. Even though
Well, they put so
I
much
knew
into
the
that,
price drop was coming.
Even though it was just a shmup, they put the faceplate, they put the soundtrack,
Yeah.
a lovingly put together box. So see, now that's a case of game.
Put anything in a box.
Put anything
I'm on.
Well,
So,
Samurai Sam, I didn't even think of this, but that's such a good point because if you have a game that doesn't have a lot of content, it's a short arcade style game, then put in extras, kind of like they did back in the day with Working Designs, to make it more of an elaborate package,
Yep.
and then make it worth that
Definitely.
money.
Yes, then I would buy much more often.
See? Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Sam, you're right on the money, dude. You're all right in our books.
Thank you.
thanks.
All right, dude.
Take it easy.
You have a good night.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for doing
Thanks.
the show.
Thanks. Well, and certainly, I know Atlas has done that multiple times where they'll introduce a title, and then the first run of it, for the first month or so, it comes with something extra, like maybe a little
Right.
stuffed animal, maybe a little something extra, and then it goes into their regular run. So,
Exactly.
which makes it worth it. So certainly, but you can always find good deals You can always, just wait a little bit. I think $60 is good. Just make sure that it's good content.
Well, and I think I will reiterate Deceptive's point is to support your local mom and pop shops with those used games. Sure, get the values at Amazon and when they have the sales, but
if you can, to an extent.
To an extent.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys don't go to GameStop just because of the rule of thumb. GameStop is shit.
No, I think, but get where the deals are at, but also, if it's a difference of $1 or $2,
go where you're comfortable.
Go where you're comfortable. Go where you feel happy.
Yep. Go where the people are nice and you're treated well and you don't feel like a jack. I've been into multiple GameStops where I have felt like, I'm not wanted to be there. But at the same time, I've gone into Kmart's where people just aren't really into what they're doing. I've gone into Best Buys where people are assholes. I mean, anywhere you go, businesses will employ a whole variety of people.
Lesson of the day, no matter where you go, douchebags will be there.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the rule of life.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've kind of covered everything we want to. We did, before we talk about next week, we wanted to talk about kind of, for you guys, this is exclusive stuff here. We have our website, thanks to, let me just thank no small part into Landon here, because Golf Clap, he did some awesome work helping me bounce some ideas and then throwing some big ideas my way and some changes, some edits to the site, and just making it look that much more professional. We now have, he's an editor now on the site, no longer just part of Boomzies. He's got 4 articles up there now about all sorts of topics, but we're going to be starting up on a weekly basis content to be out every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday.
And then more than likely in between those days, if something pretty interesting comes up. Basically, you just want to make it just continuously updated, really be a good website for you guys to go to and put it on your bookmarks. Definitely check it out. Certainly, if you go to the site and it looks different from what you see here on this video, clean out your cache on your browser.
Clean out the cache, man. Clean out the cache.
The easiest way is hold down your option button and just hit the refresh.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the easiest way.
But we've got some great stuff. I mean, I'm excited about what we're doing with the site, so go check it out when you get a chance. Take a look at it. I think you'll like what you see.
Yeah.
So, well, then let's talk about next week.
Yeah, what's going on next week?
What's going on next week? Well, we're going to be talking about, has genre distinction lost its relevance? Has the diversity in video game genres done more harm than good? Just the idea that these days, like you said, with the gaming market expanding, we have got so many more game genres. This is a zombie first-person survival horror jumping, pooping simulator.
Well, it seems like developers are kind of like, let's add a little dash of this, add a little dash of that. Let's just make a game that there's something for everybody.
It's like a goulash.
And sometimes it works out really, really well, but at other times it doesn't.
It's kind of like the thought is, do you put so much into it that you almost lose
what you set out to do?
Right, you lose what you set out to do. It's like it's making yourself a nice sandwich and you stack too many toppings. A nice just solid turkey, cheddar cheese, yellow mustard, white sandwich. I mean, you add too much, you lose the flavor, man. You lose the flavor.
So, we'll get more into that next week, and we'll have some fun. And thanks to everybody for showing up and being here for 10 episodes. Pretty exciting. And then certainly keep checking out our website.
We were gonna lie and tell you that this cake was for our 10th episode.
Yeah.
But we didn't have it in us. But yeah, we've done 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And getting more viewers every day.
Yep.
Of course, like we said before, we're here every Saturday at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. We did have a poll. We still have a poll up online. If people want us to have it on 10 p.m., it's kind of split.
Yeah.
And
right now, I think it's up by 1 vote at 11 p.m.
Okay. So let's, if you want to tell us, if you'd like us at 10 p.m. or keep us 11 p.m., of course, go check us out at substance-tv.com. Vote on that poll. And, of course, check out all the new content. And I think it'll be awesome. It'll be epic. Yeah. So you all have a good week. Yeah. We'll see you next week for another wonderful, epic edition of Boomzies. Any parting thoughts, sir?
The new doctor kicks ass. So that's what I'm going to end with.
That's what you had. Yeah. You had a little stick into it.
Yeah, well, he stuck it in at the very end, too. So
you guys are going to meet in the middle of the night, like in some kind of field, and just duke it out, like Street Fighter Alpha style. Like,
yeah, pretty much. It's going to...
Jeez.
But yeah, thanks again for showing up, everybody.
Yes, guys. You guys rock. And again, thanks to the people who watch us, because without you guys, we would be diddly jack squat. Cool. All right, so for Brian,
Landon.
see you guys next